welcome back to Tuesdays with Leyla. I'm so glad that you could join me this Tuesday. And for those of you who are new to me, new to my channel, I am Leyla. And on Tuesdays, I upload a video chronicling my weight loss journey. I'm just here to spread some positive motivation, some hope, some inspiration. I'm not a paid or trained counselor, life coach, workout guru, whatever. I'm just me, and this is kind of my story. So for those of you who are used to me, welcome back, and how is everyone doing? I hope everybody had a wonderful and joyous Christmas time, or whatever holiday you celebrate. I know I did. We did at our house. It was lovely. So one of probably our best Christmases ever, even though my oldest doesn't live here anymore. I think that's almost kind of what made it a little bit more special, her coming home with her significant other and spending the night at mom and dad's and waking up the next morning for presents. It was just, I'm just kind of ecstatic about that. It was a really good time. So anyway, I digress. We'll move on. The new year is coming up. Can you believe it? It's almost 2016. It is almost 2016. I sometimes still, I think, I told people before, I'm 41, so I was born in 74. And gosh, I can remember being a kid and thinking, wow, when the year 2000 gets here and we all have jetpacks and, we all watch Back to the Future, and yeah, none of that's happened just yet, but okay. But it's still, sometimes it's hard to say, wow, it's going to be 2016, but it is. But anyway, I got to thinking about New Year's resolutions, and I never make them. And the reason why is because I don't like to set myself up for failure. And, that got me to kind of thinking is, when I say I'm not going to make a resolution because I don't want to set myself up for failure, am I trying to predict the future, saying that, yes, I'm going to fail at this, so don't even bother? And that got me to thinking, is that the attitude I have? And apparently it is, because I clearly say I don't make New Year's resolutions because I don't like to set myself up for failure. We have to look at failure as part of the process. It's not the end, it is a new beginning. Because this didn't work, so now let's try and focus and find something that will work. And that's kind of where I am, and what brought me to this today is, talking about that, that failure, that new beginning. Why do we set ourselves up for this? Why do we try and predict the future and say we know it's not going to work already before we even really give it a good try? And so I've decided this year that I am going to make a resolution. And my New Year's resolution this year is I'm going to resolve that failure is not an option. Now, not saying that, I have to succeed, because a lot of times people think that's what that means, failure is not an option, which means you have to succeed. And if you don't, the world comes tumbling down. What I mean for me is that if I try to set something up and it fails, I can't quit there. I have to find another way to try and do it. So, I had set up that I was trying to get out there and go walking every day. And for those of you who live where I live at the time of this filming, I'm in the St. Louis metropolitan area, it has been a cold gray bucket of suck, literally a cold gray bucket of suck for days with no end in sight. Seriously, my phone goes off about every 5 hours with a flash flood warning. I mean, that's how bad it is. It has rained and rained, and it has not stopped raining. It'll go down to a drizzle, but it never stops. And the wind, oh my gosh, you would think, I'm sitting there in my living room thinking we're not in Kansas anymore, Noodle, because it is just so windy and nasty. So there's no way I can get out there and work out. And to be honest, with working as much as I did up to the holiday, working midnights and trying to transition back into the daytime, there's, been a couple of days I've just slept. Like yesterday, I woke up, I went potty, made my coffee, went in the living room. My husband was watching TV doing something, and I laid down on the couch, was talking to him. I was out till 6 p.m. So it's like, I'm trying to catch up all this sleep I was missing. And so I'm not going to lie, my workout regimen it's been non-existent. I haven't done any walk away the pounds. I sure as heck can't get out there and walk. Not unless I want to drown or, get blown away. So I have to, I need to buckle down and motivate myself. I really do. And these are those times where I get a lot of motivation from people around me. They're like, oh, you can do it. Don't give up. You're doing so good. And that's all fine and dandy and wonderful. All the outside motivation around me is wonderful. And I don't take one word of it for granted. And, it does help inspire me. It really, 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 really does. So I don't want to take away from that. But honestly, when it comes to times like this is where I need it to come from within. Does anybody else, kind of get that way that, all the outside motivation in the world is, it's wonderful. I beg people, please don't stop doing it because I need it. But there comes a part of me where I have to believe it in here and it has to come from within, in order for me to really be able to progress, to be able to do it, to motivate myself. And that sometimes is a really hard thing to do because I really have to, and I'm sorry guys, my hair it's driving me nuts today. That's something I really have to dig in deep for. And it's not an easy thing to do. It's not a place I like to go sometimes, because sometimes that little voice in my head, sometimes he tries really hard to win the battle. And sometimes it's just very, I would say, emotionally exhausting trying to fight it off. Screw it. Get you a pack of cigarettes and a couple of Mountain Dews. I'll be right with the world. And for me, that is my Achilles heel, is Mountain Dew and cigarettes. And I'm not going to lie, that's what... I could, if I didn't have to eat for the rest of my life, I would be fine with Mountain Dew and cigarettes. But I know these are things I can't have if I want to live a healthy lifestyle. There are things, sure, I can have them. I can have them all day long if I want to. If I want to stay in the same place where I'm at. If I don't want to move forward and I don't want to live a healthy lifestyle. So I've got to resolve to get down in there, dig deep, and make it work. And I need to up my game. And I think I've been saying that quite a bit. And, mostly, like I said before, when I make these videos, it's kind of helped to inspire me. Because if I put it out there, I'm kind of accountable for that. I don't have to be accountable for that. But I know for me, I have to be accountable for that. Because I don't like to be a dishonest or... disingenuous person. I'm a pretty darn honest person. I usually say what I mean and I mean what I say. So I don't like to skirt around and find ways to get out of doing things because that I'm good at. So manipulation, we'll call it that. And I know that is kind of dishonest and disingenuous, but self-manipulation I'm pretty good at. So I have to buckle down and stop doing that and make it count. So that's my resolution this year, is failure is not an option. If we fail, we have to find another solution and try it. So I'm really going to start buckling down. I really if anybody out there has any really good ideas or advice or things that are working out for you, please help me out, because like I said before in videos, I don't like to put numbers in my head because of OCD. That's all I can do then is obsess over it. But the fact that I know the scale's not moving and I know what that number is has got me obsessing over it to the point where it's almost about ready to cripple me. So I need to find a way out, get out of the water and let's get things going. So anyway, it was kind of a little bit all over the place. Hopefully it made some sense out there. So your positive affirmation is to make a New Year's resolution. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but it is. Now, it doesn't have to be, I'm going to work out 5 days a week. Don't make your resolution something that's, I would say, set yourself up for failure. Because that kind of does. I'm going to work 5 days a week no matter what. What if you get sick? What if you sprain your ankle? anything can happen, and there's going to be a time where you're not going to be able to get that done. So that would make that a resolution. Maybe the resolution would be to work out more. And if you're not working out at all, then hey, that's a workout a week, 2-3 minutes a day, until you build it up and build it up and build it up. So that would be my positive affirmation, is make yourself a doable New Year's resolution. Now, for your positive quote. And I love this quote, and how I haven't been saying this in my head every day over and over again, because it's a quote I know very well. Sometimes you fall off your horse and you forget what you thought, what you know. So anyway, here we go. Moving on. It says, new beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. And that's from Lao Tzu. And, that is just so true, that new beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. And I have found that to be true in almost every single aspect of my life. So that is your positive quote. Thought that was wonderful. I will leave that down below, as I always do, as well as a link to last Tuesday's video so that you can catch up on that. And again, I want to tell everybody to have a wonderful, happy new year that's coming up. I do want to give a public service announcement out there really quick, because I love people. I really do. And I love you all. And I don't need job security. There are plenty of sick people in the world. So I will say this. If you are going out for New Year's Eve, to please don't drink and drive. Find a designated driver. Take a cab service. Take Uber. Call somebody. Call anyone in your phone. If they are home and they're not out, they will be more than happy to come find you and give you a ride if they're able to. And if the first person doesn't work, keep calling them. But please don't go out and drink and drive. Arrive home safe, arrive home alive, and have a good time. I will be at work. Like I said, don't come visit me. I don't want to see you there. And I want everybody to have a wonderful and fantabulous Tuesday. I will see you next year. Ciao.